Hey everyone, in this video we're going to be looking at Quizlet, a web-based tool to help your students study and prepare for a test, to learn new vocabulary, and to play some pretty fun games with your class. So you will need to create an account. There's a free account which gives you almost all of the features. There is a teacher version which is $3 a month. That gives you a little bit more power when you're working with Quizlet, but pretty much everything you want to do, or I think most people want to do, can be done with the free features. So in Quizlet, you will create study sets. And so I'm going to create one for you and talk about what we can do with that study set. So under my study sets right now, I don't have anything. So let's create one. Now in my class recently, we've been studying Mesopotamia. So I'm going to create a study set discussing Mesopotamia. Here we can see where we can enter our vocab, our terms, and our definitions. So I'm just going to enter a few. You can enter them manually. It will give you some pre-made definitions that you can choose from. Now, if you don't like those definitions, you can add to them or change them, but that's a pretty neat feature to help you work quickly. Now, you can also import definitions and terms if you have them in a file. You can copy and paste from the file. And you can say what your words are, what your definitions are, and let's say you have it in your own format where you have a comma in between, a dash in between, a space in between the word and the definition. You can enter that here. And you can say, here's how I have this document formatted, and it will turn it into your terms and definitions for you. For this, though, we'll just go ahead and type them in. I'm going to add a few terms, and I'm going to use the pre-made definitions just to help this go a little bit quicker. As you can see, everything I'm typing in, it has the pre-made definition for it. If that definition does not fit my class, I can change that. But for our purposes in this video, these definitions will do just fine. I need one more. Let's use the term irrigation. Now, these are my terms and definitions I would like to use. Let's go ahead and create our study set. You have the option to share it on Google Classroom or Remind if that's what you use. You can also copy and paste that link. You can also build your own classes and you can assign this study set to different classes to help keep your students organized. Now, some of those features are a little bit beefed up in the premium account, but you can share your study sets very easily with the free account. The students have a lot of options to study individually or to play these games. They can just study using flashcards, which will show them the definition. They think farming, that's agriculture. And it'll show them their results, okay? Under Learn, I always want you to buy it. Under Learn, it will go through the information and help you learn this. It'll tell you your results. The wee old horse drawn cart used in battle. I'm not sure. Let's guess agriculture. And I was wrong. So it'll tell me I need to study this. Okay, and it'll give me another one. Irrigation. I got that one right. And you can tell so far I'm 13% through the study set. Okay, it'll tell me I'm on round 1 of 5. And it'll progress me through the information. And what's nice is it will repeat the cards that I struggle on. Writing will have me write out the answer. It will check my spelling. So this is agriculture. Let's say I spell it wrong. It will let me know and show me the right answer. Okay. Now, if you're not trying to grade your students on spelling, they can override, I meant agriculture, right? And it'll count it as a correct answer. But if it's important that they spell it correctly, you can tell them, don't check that box. You have to spell it correctly to get the points. Under the spelling feature, it will read the word to you, and the students will type the answer and, of course, try to spell it correctly. It isn't the greatest computerized voice, so some of the words it tries to read may sound a little robotic and not too natural. The test feature will give them some multiple choice questions, some true-false questions, some short answer questions, and they go through like it was a test, put their answers in. Again, on short answer questions, it needs to be spelled correctly. So again, I'll spell agriculture wrong. Multiple choice questions, you select your answer, and true and false are fairly simple to understand, I hope. We'll say that's false, and we'll say this is true. And it will grade me. I did 60%, so not so great. Agriculture was spelled wrong. I missed this true-false question. Okay, I can create another test. It will reformat it. It might be the same information, just different styles of questions. Lastly, there's two options to play. There's a match game, and you will drag the term to meet its definition. Once you match them up, that disappears. And it's keeping your time so you can see how well you did or how fast you answered. Under the premium version, it will keep a scoreboard of the highest players of the leaderboard. I don't know that it records that on the free version. It may, I may be wrong. The last game that the students can play is called Gravity. And in this version, you can choose whether it's hard, easy, if you are going to practice all of your flashcards or just the ones you have starred. And you can change if you're answering with the term or the definition. As the terms fall, I'm going to type in the answers. And when I get them right, those asteroids will disappear and I will save the Earth. If I spell it wrong, spell chariot incorrectly, it won't go away. So I know I have to try again. But that's the gravity game. Now, this last option, live, is a feature that is a class game. And it says you have to need 6 unique terms to start. So my study set would need to be a little bit bigger. But it's going to be difficult for me to show you this without having a class active right now. But on live, you'll have the students go to Quizlet.live. And just like Nearpod or Kahoot, they will enter a code that it gives you when you start the live game. And it will randomly put the students on teams. Now you can type in teams if you have specific students you want them to work with, but it will randomize either 3 or 4 people on a team. And what happens is on the Good Teacher computer, and I try to display this on my board, it will show a leaderboard. And it always reminds me of the horse race game you see at carnivals where you roll the ball up the ramp and try to get your horse to the end the fastest. And each team will have a set of 3 or 4 definitions in front of each student. And it will randomly pop up one of the terms, and the students have to match the definition to the term. They have to get 12 right in a row. If they get one wrong, it resets their team to 0. It's always very competitive. You can randomize the teams every single round, so students are working with a wide variety of their classmates. And it's a way to get the students engaged while they're studying. And I've always had a very positive result from using Quizlet Live, and the students always enjoy it. So that's Quizlet. It's a very useful tool for preparing students for a test, for studying vocabulary or spelling, and it's a tool I use a lot in my classroom.